a look at it again. Because I don't want to just I don't want to be naive here. Well, let's see. Let me go back a little bit again. So once again, like we talk about, Sohan, he's so used to being a post scorer that he instantly gets his position, which is a mismatch. And yeah, he turns his back to the basket. Not a point guard, nor are the Spurs even having him run point guard anymore. And he does that. He instantly passes out to perimeter, which to Wemby, and then he immediately gets position on is that Cody White? That's White, right? And then Wemby, he asks, I'm pretty sure he's asking for a screen here. Keldon might be asking for the ball. Wemby's asking for a screen. Keldon says, okay. Gives him the screen. And this is beautiful right here, by the way. Like I said, if the defender doesn't come over, maybe like a split second quicker, it would have been even better. That's a good pass. It's just really good defense there. Bullet, too. Misses him. And then instantly after this, Keldon Johnson and Wemby begins to talk. Like right after this. And they're instantly talking about it. Like, well, what's going on? Da, da, da. And I don't think that's that big a deal. And I did see the extended version of it. Unfortunately, like, we can't find it. But it seems like it's just maybe some miscommunication. I don't know. But I don't know. Like I said, I think it's good to see that type of fire, you know? Like I said, those two, they go back and forth all the time. We've seen in games that, even game that they won, they're talking amongst each other. But I don't think that this is like an issue or anything like that. I don't think so. I think it's fine. It'll be all right. I see. Mana says, it's not even about Sohan at this point. We're missing simple cuts, wide open shots. Also, some of the sets we run are terrible and have a low conversion rate. I definitely agree with you as far as like missing cuts, missing wide open shots. It is a lot of that. I noticed that too. Everyone's missing Wemby too, by the way. And here's the thing. Unfortunately, I don't know how many of these guys are capable of making some of these passes. Like some of them, it's like, yeah, it's obvious, but others, it's like, oof. It takes quite a bit of anticipation, especially when people say just lob it. It takes some anticipation. Go look at Trae Young. Like, he's probably the best in the business as far as lobs, and there's a lot of anticipation. He's a master at it. And I just think a lot of these guys on our team, like a lot of people brought up the Julian Champagnie missing Wemby, and even Trae Young saying himself, like, that's an easy lob. Definitely for him. And I think with Julian, it was like a half second too late by the time he wanted to make that pass, you know? We're running the simplest sets you can run because this is Switch Show, by the way. We're running the simplest sets you can run because most of the team can't make advanced reads to run more complex ones. We can't change sets because of our inability to pass well. That's true. Everything about this team right now speaks fundamentals. Everything about this team. It's like, do the fundamental. And that's the problem. A lot of the guys, they're not even getting the fundamentals down yet. You know? The right closeouts, the right switches. The right rotations. It's just, ugh. Still learning. Learning each other too. And I guarantee you they're not gonna figure it out in 20 games. That's not gonna happen. That's not going to happen. Exactly. They need to trade the Gatorade guy because the Gatorade he's giving them is not working at all. Exactly. Trade everyone. Everyone needs to be traded. If we trade, look, if Sohan gets traded, if we can trade Sohan in his second year in a new position, I say trade everybody. Is he Swish said, we'll end it on this note for this segment. Swish said, Zach even said in an interview the other day that they'll play and feel like they're getting Wemby when he's open, and then they'll watch film and find like 5 instances where they missed them. There you go. It's much different. Here's the thing. We're accustomed to watching, like most of us only watch Spurs games, right? Like for me personally, I watch other teams here and there. Big chunk of what I watch are Spurs games. Like that's the time that I'm spending is watching Spurs games. I'm getting more into college, but for the most part, I watch Spurs games. And over the years, we've gotten so accustomed to quick reads, beautiful game, understanding each other. This just perfect pinpoint basketball, just beautiful, lovely basketball. And unfortunately, you kind of realize, and if you look around the league, you realize this too. A lot of teams that are very young that haven't played together a lot, like I know people bring up OKC, but they have played with each other. But if you think of teams that haven't played with one another quite often at all, this is kind of what you see. You see a lot of these misreads. You see a lot of ugly play. The only time I really get angry with this team at this point is if it's not effort. That's it. But you do see it. And I think that we've come accustomed to that. So you're seeing this, you're like, oh my God, this is a dumpster fire. Well, like, welcome to reality. Most teams don't have as much success as the Spurs had over the years. And it's a process. And it is getting better, There you go, Swish Hill. They are improving though. Not as fast as people would like, but they'd have lost a game like this by 40 at the start of November. There you go. Exactly. They're better than what people say. I mean, we just went over defensive efficiency and how crazily they've improved. And you look at another team like the Wizards who didn't improve at all. Like you look at us, we've improved tremendously. Now we're kind of like middle of the pack, maybe slightly above average as far as a defensive efficiency team. And you look at the bottom of the barrel, the Wizards were there at the beginning with us. They're still there. So the Spurs are improving. Now, unfortunately, our offense has gotten worse, but, baby steps. We beat the defending champion Lakers and became the new in-season champions with our new D. Pause. I see improvement. There you go. We lost by 36 to the Pelicans, though. We're not a good team. No one ever said we were a good team. Clan, just tell me everything will be fine in 5 years. I won't even go that far. I think everything will be fine in 2. I'll give the Spurs 2 years. 2 years, they're going to be a much more improved team. Maybe not championship winners, but they'll be much better. Give them a couple years. We get a chip in 5. In 5 years, I think we're true competitors. In 5 years. Maybe 4. I think we're really good competitors. But right now, yeah, I'll give them 2. Yes, give me a reasonable time frame so I can calm down. 2 years. Let the Spurs get them a legitimate point guard. Okay. Let them get a legitimate point guard. And then allow him to have a season. And you're good. They just need a wing defender. They need a point guard. And then you start filling in the spots. And it's already been known. It's already been said by many of different people that they want to play with Wemby. There's been many people being open and saying they want to play with Wemby. We'll be fine. You'll be able to get those veterans, okay? Now, everything doesn't have to be absolute perfect for you to win, for you to win championship. You do need to be pretty doggone good. But, wait, who? Shoot. Who was the last person that said it? It wasn't Trae Young. Who was the last person that said it? Swish, we just talked about it. Who was the last person that said they wanted to play with the Spurs, or that they were open to playing with Wemby? I'm drawing a blank. It was quite a few players pretty open about it. But who was the latest one? Trey, he said that he grew up a Spurs fan. It was someone else, though. Wasn't it Damian Lillard? I think it was Dame Lillard. Yes, Dame Lillard was probably the last one, where the Spurs were on his list for Wemby on where he would want to go. Yeah, Dame Lillard was on the list. Trey said he was a Spurs fan, but that was like, that article's from like 3 years ago. Which is definitely something to bring up, but which we can look at that in a minute. Levine. Yep, Levine said it too. Yeah. Now, I don't even think Dame had Bucks on his list. There's going to be a lot more to say it. Yeah. I mean, you got Trae Young sitting there like posting comments on how, wow, you missed Wemby right there. Like, in other words, alluding to, I would have hit him, you know? I would have got that. So, yeah. So, we'll be fine. It'll be plenty of vets wanting to come to play with Wemby. It's fun. I mean, wouldn't you want to? No, I would. Spurs get Kobe White and Julian Phillips. And Chicago receives Trey Jones, Malachi Branham, their 2025 first-round pick returned. Plus first-round pick? No, dude. I don't want to do that. That's too much. That's too much. Like, Malachi Branham could legitimately be, like, a really good scorer in the future. And then we got to give him 2 first-round picks? One of their first? Nah, dude. I like Kobe White. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not doing that. We don't have to do that. Go ahead and grab us a point guard in this draft if that's the case. Switch said, weirdly enough, I think us being bad has made other players attracted to playing with Vic. They see how easy it could be. He makes it very easy. I mean, the team just looks like a completely different beast when he gets hot late in games. I mean, you could just see the energy. You feel like Superman when he's making plays on both ends of the court, like he does. 2 firsts for Kobe White is a lot. Exactly. I love Kobe. He's an incredible player. Wouldn't be against him, but not at that price. Yeah, the 2 firsts is where you lost me. Even the Malachi Branham, I feel like, I mean, I know in the league right now, he doesn't have a lot of value, right? Like, if you were to trade him, you're not going to get much. But, man. I will wait. If you're going to trade Malachi, give him some time. See if you feel the same way in a couple years, you know? His value will only increase. There's no reason to rush it. 2 seconds for Kobe and we got a deal. So what you saying? 2 seconds and Malachi Branham and Trey Jones for Kobe? No, I don't want to give up Malachi. Like Malachi is one of those guys where he has a lot of potential. I just don't want to give up Malachi. That's where you're losing me. I wouldn't want to give up Malachi. No, not Malachi. Yeah, that's where I'm at, July. Like that's where I'm hung up on. Like I don't know about that. If you can get Kobe for 2 seconds, I mean that's a done deal. Yes, but I don't know if that's possible. Switch said if they would take 2 seconds, we better be on the phone with the league before they can change their mind. Yeah, because that's rough. Emmanuel quickly trade. What the heck happened with that? That was weird. Yeah, that was like news for like a day, and then we haven't heard anything else. Maybe we should look some up.